Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a bookish scavenger hunt, and these are one of my most exciting videos to film because we are going to pick a book at a random to read in this reading vlog. So I have done this before, but to explain what happens is I have 10 prompts, and the first prompt kind of sets us off. It's like a snowball effect. You pick the first prompt, that leads to the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and so forth. And I'm trying not to yap too much in today's video, so we're just gonna jump right into it. So the first prompt says, grab the last book you purchased. That I purchased because I just got a bunch of new books, but the last one I purchased was Kingdom of the Wicked. The last book I bought for myself was Kingdom of the Wicked. So we're gonna go to the second prompt, and that says, open the book and flip to the page number that matches today's date. Read the first sentence and find a book with one of those words in the sentence. So today is January 6th. So 16? January 6th, 16. So we're gonna flip to page 16. So that first sentence starts on the other page. Technically, this is in quotation marks, but it sounds a blood debt. A blood debt. So we're gonna have to find a book with one of those words in it, either a, blood, or debt. That was actually not too bad. So I have Children of Blood and Bone, and I've heard such good things about this book. I cannot wait to dive into it. It's a fantasy book, and I'm getting FOMO because everyone that I know who has read it has loved it. Third prompt is find a book with a similar cover to this. So we have person of color, blue eyes, color red, blue, white. Looks like smoke in the back. There is a lot going on in this cover. Let me go take a look on my shelves and see if I can find something similar. This one was hard, I'm not going to lie to you. The only one I was able to pick up, and hear me out for this one, is because it has the same color schemes. So we have red, black, white, no blue, but we do have a green. This is as close as I could get, and it was based on the color schemes. This cover is very unique, very beautiful. I don't have anything to match it exactly, so this is as good as it's gonna get. We're gonna move on to the next prompt, which is number 4. List the tropes of the book you're holding and find a book with one or more similar tropes. I actually read this one. So this is romantasy, has vampires, hidden identity. I have one in the back of my head. It is a romantasy with vampires. You probably know which one I'm gonna grab. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Every chance I get that I could talk about this book, I'm going to do it. So I grabbed it. We have a romantasy, vampires, and a hidden identity. So good. This book was delicious. If I could like erase my mind and read this book all over again just to experience it for the first time, I would do it without questions asked. Number 5, flip to the last page and reverse the page count. Find a book with that page count number. 452. So flipping it backwards, 254, 254. We're gonna use Goodreads to figure this out. So we'll go to my want to read, and we're going to use this to help us pick the page count, because last time I had to look through all the books on my shelf, and that was very exhausting and time consuming. Closest we have is Loving You Always by Kennedy Ryan. And this is as close as we're gonna get with 256 pages instead of 254. 2 off, I feel like that's a win. Prompt number 6, count the numbers of letters in the title and then pick a random spot on your shelf and count that number book. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The number is 15, so I'm going to pick, well, we're right here, so I'm just going to pick right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What number am I going to be picking? Oh my god. 15? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh, 2 Twisted Crowns. Oh my god. This book changed my life. It altered my brain chemistry. Oh, so good. Number 7, find a book within the same genre. Easy, a romantasy. You know how much of those I own? I'm obsessed with romantasies. This is literally all of my romantasy. We're gonna just grab this one, When the Moon Hatched, because why not? It's right here. A romantasy. And it's kind of dark too, because 2 Twisted Crowns was a little dark. This is just very traumatizing dark. Number 8, add your birth month and day together. Turn to that page Read the first sentence and find a book with that word in the title. Birth, month, and day. So 12/23, 12/23. You would think I would know this since I did this already. 25, 35, 35. It's 35. I'm pretty sure it's 35. Oh my God. So my life flashed before my eyes. 35. I was correct. There we go. Please don't kill me. 35. This is why I love the book. The first sentence is literally ass. Self-explanatory. Those are technically not sentences though. So the next one down is the wind becomes a cutting torrent, whistling around corners, lifting my veil. So we have the wind. Oh, I know a book with that title. We'll go with that one. Wind. The North Wind. That was easy. I like the easy ones. I don't like the ones that take me like 10 minutes to think of something. Flip to the page of acknowledgements, pick a name, and find a book that has an author whose name begins with the same initial. The last time we did this, it did not go very well. So let's hope for the best this time. Let me also not spoil the book for me. Acknowledgements. Okay, here we go. Haha, this time we have a whole 2 pages of acknowledgements. So we have Anthea, Charlotte, Jella, Lizzie, Amy, we have Kate, Beth. Oh, I love this. We have so many names. Kelly, Gabby. But do we have any authors with those names? I don't think so. I hate this one. This is my least favorite one. Alright, I'm gonna go take a look and see if I can find any book with an author whose name starts with one of the names on this acknowledgement page. We have a lot. We have Charlotte, Lizzie, Jella, Anthea, Amy, Ben, Kelly, Gabby, Kate, Beth. You would think one of those. I should have one of those on my shelves. Okay, so as good as it's gonna get, I found Liz, which is a shorter version of Lizzie. I feel like that's a win. You guys, I looked for so long. I literally don't have any authors with the name Amy, Beth, Anthea, and Charlotte. I don't have any books with those author names on it. So Liz is as close as Lizzie as we're gonna get. Oh, I hate that one. That is my least favorite one. Okay, last one. Pick a number from 1 to 100, turn to that page, read the first sentence, and find a book with that word on the title. So 1 through 100, let's pick 77. So the first sentence that actually starts on page 77 says, I continually rejected you because of course I did. That does not give me a lot to work with. I could cheat and pick the word I or you or of. I have a lot of those. I don't have any books with rejected or continually. What book do you know that starts with the word continually? No book ever written. You guys can call it cheating. I will most definitely not. I call this working with what you got. I picked When You Are Mine because if I remind you what the sentence said, it said go right off. No, I'm kidding. That's not what it said. I continually rejected you because of course I did. What else am I supposed to work with except the word you? That's all I have. Also, it's just a really good excuse to read When You Are Mine by Kennedy Ryan. I finally collected the entire series and I feel like this is a good excuse for me to binge read it. So we're gonna start with book 1 and I will come back and let you guys know how I love this book. I made it to chapter 14 of When You Are Mine and I am definitely flying through this book. I started it earlier today and I haven't been able to stop it. It is very angsty. We have a very complicated storyline and from the very beginning it just kind of took off on a sprint and it has not stopped since, which I am loving. There are a lot of different characters, but I like how all the characters play an important role in the storyline and they all keep you very hooked because you don't really know what's going to happen. Like they're all interconnected. Like you have Karis and Walsh who are our main characters and they have this attraction to one another that they can't really let go of even though they know it's wrong to be in love with one another because Karis is dating Walsh's best friend Cam and Cam is like a brother to Walsh. And then on top of that we have like their little friend group which is Cam, Walsh, Joe, and Sophie. And then Joe is Cam's cousin and she's also friends with Sophie who has grown up with them their entire childhood and Sophie wants to marry Walsh because he comes from money. And you have Karis and Cam on the other side that don't come from money. They're actually orphans. And the reason they know Walsh and his family is because his family, they have this program, this orphanage to help kids that are in orphanages and help them like build a future. So there's a lot of moving pieces and it's very angsty because you can kind of see why all the characters are connected the way that they are. and I really want the two main characters to be together, but I can't lie to you, at the beginning I didn't even know how we were going to get to the end. Like, I was wondering, what bridge are you going to build to get from this side of the road to that side of the road, because there were so many different obstacles in the way of the relationship, and the way that everything has been changing throughout the story to kind of work us into, okay, I'm building this up for them to be together. That has been quite the journey so far. I am halfway through. I'm not even done yet, and this is a very angsty book. I'm so happy I have the entire series, and I bought the entire series before starting it, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to stop after book 1. Like, as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna have to jump into book 2. I don't even know if it follows the same characters or not, but we will find out. So far, I am eating this up. I am loving it. I'm not surprised it's Kennedy Ryan. It is Black History Month, so I just felt like this was the perfect time to go ahead and read this book. This book was a freaking roller coaster. I'm still trying to decipher if it was in a good way or a bad way. After reading this, I'm gonna have to give this a 3.5 because I was extremely frustrated with the female lead, Karis. I have never met a more infuriating female lead ever. Like, she wanted to have her cake and eat it too, and that was driving me insane because she had a very hard decision to make and she could not make it. Like, she let me stop ranting about this book. It's not bad at all. I will definitely be continuing the series, but one thing I will say is that you have to be in the right mood to read this book and enjoy it. Like, if you're looking something that's very dramatic, very angsty, that's gonna make you feel a lot of different emotions, then When You Are Mine by Kennedy Ryan would be perfect for that. Now, if you're not in the mood for that, this might not be your type of book. If you don't like love triangles, miscommunication, and cheating, maybe avoid this one. I can overlook those tropes if it's done properly. In this case, it was done properly, but I was just very frustrated with one character specifically. I felt like she had no character development at all, but I have book 2, so I'm hoping that in book 2 that's when we're gonna see the development happen. And to tell you what actually happens, I should probably tell you what happens in this book. That might be very helpful. So in this book we have Karis, who is an orphan, and she was bounced from one house to another house, and now she is a very accomplished person. She's opening up her own business. She has a boyfriend that she loves and adores, and he was also an orphan, and they met through this like program that her boyfriend's best friend's family runs. So when she finally gets to meet the best friend that everybody has been talking about, like, oh my god, you're gonna love Walsh, he's such a good person, and even Cam's been telling her like, this is like my brother, you know, he means the world to me. She meets Walsh, and the two of them instantly kick it off. Like, there's sparks flying between them, but it's a forbidden romance because Walsh is like a brother to Cam, and Cam is the boyfriend of Karis. And on top of all of this, Cam then decides that he's going to propose to Karis right after she meets Walsh. So the entire time you are just on the edge of your seat, like your nerves are extremely high the entire time because you're trying to figure out how many people have realized that Karis and Walsh have the secret romance going on, and every single time they have a very special moment, as I like to call it, they are in like big groups of people. Like, it's literally at the worst time. These two were making me grow gray hairs. That's how stressed out I was while reading the story. And I think, you know, kudos to Kennedy, because that's one thing that she does very well, is put you in very difficult situations that make you wonder, what would I do if I was in that situation? Like, how would I be able to overcome that? And first I would think that I would make a decision like, Karis, I need you, for the love of God, to please decide. Please pick aside. And you're probably thinking, well, if she's still with her fiance and hasn't left him, then that's definitely who she wants to be with, right? You would think so. That would be the logical answer. But she could not pick to save her life. She wanted her cake and she wanted to eat it too. I am going to go and read book 2 now because I need to know how this series is gonna end. There's other characters that also frustrated me, and I guess they have their own books, which is book 3 and book 4. This book was a freaking mess. It was very chaotic, very dramatic, very messy, but I also felt like it was something that I needed because I did get lost in the book. It was very easy to picture the scenes and the parties and the groups of people and the drama and the arguments were happening. Like, I was deeply immersed in the story. So me giving it a 3.5 is not because of Kennedy's style of writing at all. I adore her style of writing. She's one of my auto-buy authors. As soon as I see a book is written by her, I'm going to buy it. I think for this one, this is just my least favorite because one of the characters just, she kept smashing her head against the wall and expecting to not bleed. That's what it felt like. That's all I'm gonna say for this book. I appreciate you watching this reading vlog. I hope it was very entertaining, and I will now go read book 2. And I will be doing a separate reading vlog for the entire series, so if you also want to see my reactions with spoilers, just stay tuned for that, and that should be up soon. Bye for now.